But yes, it really is a coffin, and yes, it really was used, just once. Now, it's full of vampire books, horror novels, and ghost stories. Some people think it's cool, others think it's creepy, but we like it, and the guy who used to be in there hasn't complained. Sellers & Newell Secondhand Books, 672 College and at sellersandnewell.com. Great books and a used coffin.
From the roots up, CIUT 89.5 FM, Toronto.
Tracks from Abroad, CIUT 89.5 FM. My name is Seth Martosh, and I'm here with my co-host,
Alex Troxel.
Today, we are visiting Africa. Yeah, we're going to Sudan and Egypt.
Yeah.
But before that, for those of our new listeners, Alex, you want to tell us a little bit about Tracks from Abroad in general?
Well, Tracks from Abroad is a radio station where... Not a radio station, it's a radio show, goodness. Where one day it'll be a radio station. Where we go around the world, metaphorically speaking, listen to different music, speak to students and artists and professors from around the world, and listen to a bit of their music and talk about their culture.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you say metaphorically speaking, we go around the world, but one day maybe we will be a radio station that, not metaphorically, but literally
go on tour.
Goes around the world.
Yeah, we'll be on tour.
Yeah, today we speak with two students, one from the University of Toronto, Omar, who has Sudanese background, although he grew up in Dubai. Yeah, and then he brought along his friend Ali from Egypt, who, although was not scheduled to be interviewed, had a lot to talk about, a lot to show us, pictures,
papyrus prints.
Yeah, prints that he brought. And I always find it interesting that people from around that region in the Middle East, North Africa, I find that if they go on vacation or if they go elsewhere, normally, you would go somewhere and bring souvenirs back for people, but I find that they bring souvenirs to give to people, which, maybe I need to start incorporating into my own life.
Yeah, you'll certainly start coming back lighter than when you first left.
Yeah, you never have to worry about it.
Unless if you had a terribly antisocial vacation, you might come back with your full haul.
Yeah, that would be sad.
That would be very sad. But I don't think Ali is that kind of guy. He seemed like a very social guy. So we'll get into the interview without further ado. This is our interview with Omar and Ali from Egypt, Dubai, Sudan. Let's get into it.
I'm from Sudan. I am also half Greek since my mom's side is partially Greek. And throughout my whole life I've lived in Dubai.
So how did you end up in Dubai with that heritage?
From my dad's side, they were always born and raised in Sudan, and then I'm pretty sure he moved to Dubai for work. And from my mom, it's interesting since she was born in Abu Dhabi. And she moved around quite a lot as a kid, but then she eventually moved back to Dubai as well for work, and so I was just basically born and raised in Dubai.
What was it like growing up in Dubai with different heritage than what most people there would have?
Well, Dubai is already more diverse, so I'd say me being half Sudanese, half Greek, it would bring up to the diversity, and I do meet a lot of people from different countries as well.
So it doesn't make you stand out really in any way. It's sort of part of the culture already.
Yeah, basically. I mean, there are not many Sudanese people, but there are a lot of Arabs, which I guess it's a common theme there.
Right, yeah. Ali, we'll get you in on the conversation too. Could you tell us about it?
For me, I was born and raised in Egypt since I was a kid until I came here. I'm 19 years old and I came to Canada in 2022. I have my father, I live near the pyramids, 2 minutes walking. So my father, he works as a tour guide, so I know more about the history about Egypt. I have many places to visit, and I deal with people who are from other countries because this is my father's work, and I used to be with him at that time. I have experience in dealing with people from all over places.
A lot of tourists.
We have many tourists who are coming from here in America and other countries. My father speaks English, Spanish, and Portuguese, so I only know English, but I knew he taught me many stuff there, so I know how to deal with people from any countries.
What was that like growing up next to the pyramids?
Yeah, it's amazing because it taught me many stuff and it lets me know more about Egyptian history. As well. I'm familiar with historic stuff in every country I go. I want to know more about. When I meet people from these countries in Egypt, I know how to speak with them and to deal with them from their culture.
Is world history an interest of yours?
Yeah, I have my electives and degree. Most of them are world history.
And what is your main degree?
BBA, Business Administration.
Ah, okay. And what led you to be interested in that?
For me, I have a dream to open my own company. So I think this degree would fit if I want to make a company and so on it, so to know more about business and how to deal with the business stuff.
Of course.
So that's why I went to this degree.
But you don't study here, right? You said
no. I study in Newfoundland.
And what kind of business do you want to...
I have a dream with my father. We want to open a tourist company to be having branches all over the world.
Wow.
We have one basically in Egypt, but I took the decision to take my studies outside of Egypt to open other branches in other countries.
would it mainly focus on like historical landmarks type like that?
Yeah, historical landmarks, and we can also make like people go to other Arab countries, because like there are some people like come with my father, they go like to countries in Egypt for religious stuff. Can also help with like if they can go to any Arab countries, because my father has many friends and many people who can help with that.
Do you find that a lot of Egyptians have this willingness to travel and this global perspective? Because you're really right in the center of the world.
It depends on the mentality of the people or, or the person who takes this decision. Because like traveling to other countries, if you don't know how to deal with people, you won't be able to go to that country and to speak with people, or even to know how to talk to. Like working with my father helped me a lot to deal with people and to travel alone. So that's why like I think it depends on the mentality, and it depends like which country you're going to.
Yeah.
Because like some people like go for countries like only for tourism. Some people go like, for example, they love nature, and some people like go for religious stuff. So it depends on which area I want to go to.
In coming to Canada, either one of you, what have you found that's been the most striking or difficult to deal with?
I'd say for me, like, this may sound like a bit harsh, but like some of the homeless people that are around, because in Dubai we don't really have that.
Right.
We have like laws that it's kind of messed up, but like it's understandable. We have laws that are saying like if you're begging for money in the streets, you are gonna get fined and stuff. So that really just like eliminates, you know, homelessness around the streets. So in Canada, having to deal with that, and also like legalization of weed and some other things that wouldn't be normal in Dubai and other Arab countries, I'd say.
And what made you decide to come and study in Canada as opposed to staying in Dubai?
Obviously, being in Dubai for a long time, you would want to like explore new possibilities and like travel to other countries. And ideally, like the education there isn't that good in comparison to the whole world. So at first I was like applying to American universities, but then I also like applied to Canada, and I got an acceptance here, and I was like, Canada could be an interesting country to go to because the weather is something I've never experienced, like the cold, snow and stuff. And I don't know, it was just like interesting to, you know, also move away from my parents and live alone for 3 years now. Yeah, that's why I decided to come here to Canada.
Is the different length of days, is that also something that you've noticed?
I actually have, yeah. Like in Dubai, we don't have daylight savings. So whenever like daylight savings hits here, it's different because the days just get way too short and it goes by really fast. And then as opposed to the summer, when I stayed here once for the summer, sometimes the sun would set at like 10 p.m. or something, which is very unusual. Before
we go to a music break, we thought we'd ask you what kind of music you could recommend from either Sudan or from Egypt or from Dubai.
From Egypt, I recommend the Arabic music. It's traditional in Egypt. Many people there, they make it in cars and in streets, so I recommend Arabic music. His name is Omar Diab.
Amazing. Well, we're going to take a short music break, and we'll be back on Tracks from Abroad on CIUT 89.5 FM.
شايفة إحساس إنه أحلى وأغلى الناس، خلى قلبي يقول لي خلاص اهدى بقى لقيناه.
من كتر ما أنا شايفة نفسي غنيت وقلت كل اللي بنفسي، حبيت اللي جاي في عيني عكسي، خليت اللي أنا عايزاه في حياتي موجود موجود. كل مرة بيتشاف
In Dubai, is there like a lot of languages spoken? Like,
Oh yeah, for sure. Like there is Arabic there, but like
Yeah.
we all speak English as
Right.
well. Like the shops are written both English and Arabic, and it's also populated by a lot of Indians and Pakistanis. Like it's just populated by a bunch of them. So essentially, like Urdu and Hindu have become kind of official languages. Yeah, there's just a lot of people from,
but
there.
not something you would learn in school per se.
Oh no, like in school it's usually just English and Arabic. And Arabic in school, there's like two sections for it. Arabic for like normal born speakers and ASL, which is like Arabic second language, which is supposed to help the people who don't know Arabic to like help them with Arabic and understand the words and stuff.
Is that more for like phonetics, like listening and speaking the language, or writing as well?
It's also for writing. It's for everything, like writing, reading, speaking, listening. And I went to that class in high school because I'm supposed to be in the normal one where they speak Arabic normally, but it was kind of difficult for me since I'm not that much of a fluent speaker for some reason. And I found that it is easier for me since I do know the language, but for my other friends who don't speak it as their first language, it is like quite difficult for them. But it's more of a simplified version to help them speak.
So you said that there's a balance in school of English and Arabic. Is it like mainly Arabic and then you take English classes, or are some classes taught in English?
Most classes are like taught in English, like English, math, science.
Okay.
Most of them are taught in English. The ones that are spoken in Arabic is obviously like Arabic language, social studies, which we learn about the UAE and its history, and because like the UAE is also like an Islamic country, we also take Islamic studies, which is also taught in Arabic. And for the ASL kids, like they have Arabic just purely, and social studies and Islamic would be in English.
Is that something that you've found is helpful, learning certain concepts in some language, in one language, and other concepts in a different language?
Yeah, it has, like in Islamic studies especially, rather than just knowing like the Quran and like the sayings of the Prophet, learning the translation and like the concepts in English as well like helped me understand it better.
Omar, you have any songs?
This song she made for Egypt, song about the Nile River, which the place where all Egypt drink water. And she's talking about Egyptian culture and Egyptian people. She's talking about the country itself, that how she loves the country and how she was born in the country, and how people are dealing with each other in the country with love, and how people like are good when people come, or like when tourists meet. It's talking about all this stuff.
Do you find that tourism affects Egyptian culture in that way, and that you become hospitable people because you're used to people coming in? And out?
Yeah, for me, like when I travel, I didn't find any difficulty. Like I have my friends when they traveled for the first time, it was hard for them. They didn't know how to deal with people, like, because they never spoke to anybody who's not Egyptian. But for me, because I usually deal with people that comes for every country, and I knew many countries I visited and the people I deal with. So that's why I when I went to travel to any place, I didn't find any difficulties. So
what are your tips for like dealing with people from other cultures? Like what's important?
Like it depends. Like if he's like from like Latino country, it's better like if you can like a little Spanish.
Yeah.
So like you tell it to him, so he smiles, or like you know, it will make him like happy. At least that will give him like you want to know more about his language, and you at least like searched or like you knew about this, so he'll be like happy even though if he speaks English with you, he'll be comfortable with that.
We're going to take a listen to Mashrabtish Manila on Tracks from Abroad on CIUT 89.5 FM.
بلدنا أمانة في إيدينا نعليها مدام عايشين نعيش فيها سنين وسنين واحنا مطمنين بلدنا أمانة في إيدينا نعليها مدام عايشين نعيش فيها سنين وسنين واحنا مطمنين ما شربتش من ليلها طب جربت تغني لها جربت في عز ما تحزن تمشي بشوارعها وتشكي لها ما مشيتش بضواحيها طيب ما كبرتش فيه ولا ليك صورة عن رملة كانت عالشط بمعانيها دور جواك تلقاها هي الصحبة وهي الأهل عشرة بلدي بتبقى نسيانها عالبال free. Untie my hands. Salam, shalom. Shalom, salam. Do we tell an unborn child about the world he'll grow to find? Salam, shalom. I'm human too. Shalom, salam. I'm just like you. My hand stretched out, await your hands. Not some handouts wrapped in kind words. Salam, shalom, let's talk some more. But while we talk, please break my bonds. Yeah, lily.
Hello and welcome back to Tracks from Abroad on CIUT. Today we're with Ali and Omar. Omar, could you tell us a bit about the food that you grew up eating in Dubai? Because with all these different cultures, I imagine it's just a buffet. You could just have whatever you want.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. Dubai doesn't have many of its own national dishes. It's mostly a mix of other countries. So obviously you would find Indian cuisines like biryani, butter chicken, etc. From Egypt you have koshari, you have falafels, which is called ta'miya. Yeah, there's just a lot of different cultures. The actual Dubai food, the national dish, is something called mendi, which is essentially just rice and a couple of beans and stuff like that. I'm not sure it's the actual accurate thing, but yeah, you can have it with chicken, you can have it with lamb, beef, and every once in a while, like my family would gather up the whole family and we would have Sudanese food. And I did make a list for these.
What are the greatest hits of Sudanese food?
Yeah, like what's like the 3 main dishes you're going to give them?
Like literally the first one is a negative. It's called bamia. It's stew with lamb, okra, and tomatoes. I don't really like it, whether it's in Dubai or it's in Sudan, because like it's just too sticky and gooey, to put it lightly. But some of the actual nice things that we have, one of the dishes is called foul. It's Foul, which is like beans, and they taste really good. Another, it's called mulah, or meat stew, and it's basically just like kind of like a soup, but it's like full of meat chunks, and you can take it with this bread called kisra, which is like a flat white bread. It's kind of popular in most Arab countries, I'm pretty sure. If you want to have a dessert, there's a sweet cake dessert called basbousa, Basbousa, and as I said, it is a sweet cake. It tastes really good. And
But what does it have on top? Is it like nuts and stuff like that?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's an almond that's on top, but it does taste really good, and I am craving one. Just trying to find one here in Toronto. Yeah, my friend.
Oh, yeah.
Have you found any good Sudanese food here at all, or?
Only when I go to my family friends that live in Mississauga. Since they're Sudanese, they do make Sudanese food, and it's really nice. Yeah, there are a bunch of other dishes that I don't like it when it's made in Canada, like for my family friends or for my family in general. I'm going to send them this, so they're going to be mad at me. It's fine. But like when I go to Sudan, because like, you know, the natural ingredients are there.
Right.
It just tastes so much better.
Is the food something that you miss the most about being back home in Dubai or with your family?
Yeah, like in Canada, I tried to have Indian food or some cultural dishes. They don't taste as good as back home. And especially during Ramadan, my parents, for whatever reason, they decide to make some of like the best food, some of my favorite dishes and stuff overall, and I always enjoy it. And being here in Canada while having university, I don't get to go home that often, so I miss it. Yeah.
What are some of those special dishes that you might have during Ramadan?
Yeah, some of the stuff I mentioned. There's also Sudanese sausages. They taste really good. And then we have like normal things that most Arab countries have in common, like samosas and some desserts like baklavas and stuff.
So we've heard about the great food of Dubai. What about the great food of Egypt? Is it similar, or?
We have like koshari. We have something called molokhia. We have also food, but in a different way. And we have falafel, but our falafel is different than they eat in the other, like in the other countries. We also have something called ats, and we also have something like eggplant. We do it with the red sauce and a specific dish there. We have also pasta stuff, but in our Egyptian way. It's called macaroni bechamel, and those are the stuff I love the most. But for the desserts, we have, as I said, basbousa. We have something called kunafa. Also have like, the celebration stuff, we have like Christmas. We have in Egypt something called the Eid al-Fitr. We have like something called kah. It's like, it has nuts from inside, and we put like many stuff. We eat it with tea. We also have biscuits, but in different way than the one you eat like in supermarkets.
Right.
You go to the bakery stuff and the shop stuff, you get it.
When you travel, do you try and find food that's different than what you would find in Egypt? And that would apply to you too, Omar. Like, with the prominence of all these types of food in many different countries, is it difficult to try and find something new?
I don't know. Sometimes I do want to try something different, but then I'm just like set in stone with some of the food that I've been given. Like when I came here to Canada, I heard that your national dish is poutine. Yeah, when I first tried poutine, I didn't enjoy it that much.
It's greasy, yeah.
Yeah, but like now I'm more used to it and I actually do like it. And it is the same case with like other countries. Like at first, I didn't like enjoy kushari until like just one day my coworker at the time, he just ordered it so we can both like try it out, and then I actually enjoyed it more, and I was like, okay, this is nice. And then my dad the very next day just took us out to have it. So yeah, like finding new dishes can sometimes be like a difficult change for me, but I do enjoy it in the end. Like I do enjoy like Indian cuisines and most Arabic cuisines.
I wanted to ask you also, Omar. I know you said you're not too well versed on Sudan, but do you know anything about like the current situation going on there? Or can you speak to that at all?
Yeah, we are like in like a civil war, I'd say. It's not a big surprise for me because like every year it seems to happen. But yeah, like the government system over there hasn't been the best, and in turn it does like put innocent people at risk. And the army or whoever is like taking over, they're just like taking over Sudan, and they're causing having a lot of trouble. Every so-and-so days, we do have like a ceasefire where people do try leave and escape. Like throughout the summer when it was happening, me and my family, we managed to like get my grandparents and like my aunt and her kids out of Sudan.
Right.
And like now they live in Dubai, and my little cousin who's starting grade 1 now, she's starting in Dubai, which is a good thing. And my remaining family members who are there, they are safe. They're far away from the main wars and stuff.
Yeah.
But it is just an issue with like our government that it's not the most stable in the world. Every time we elect a new leader, they seem to do something that's like controversial to the country, and we come out, and once he leaves, like the army decide to go riot or whatever.
Do you find it frustrating, at least being here, not hearing about these types of conflicts as much as you might hear about some other stuff?
Well, I mean, now it's kind of the similar thing with what's happening in Palestine and Israel, that more people are speaking about it, which is good. Like, I always do encourage that the message is always spread and that we all do something about it. But it also, before, the news came out again for Palestine and Israel, and it was mentioned that Sudan is suffering, and there were like protests in downtown about Sudan, and when I went to my family friends in Ramadan to have iftar with them, they did ask me about it, and while I wanted to go there to like enjoy and stuff, it was kind of like depressing seeing the news and seeing how the situation in Sudan was unfolding. Meanwhile, like I am grateful that I'm here away from all these conflicts, but there's just a part of me that feels sad.
Yeah. Not to try and put too much of like a positive spin on it, but I guess it is nice to hear that like people here are still, if they're from Sudan, will go out and protest, and then you can still hear things happening in other parts of the world because there are people from all over the place in Toronto. So
yeah, like whenever I get the chance, I always I do pray that these like situations, not just in Sudan, but like in Palestine and in Ukraine, which is also still suffering some conflicts, I'm pretty sure. Just all the countries, like I just pray for the people who are suffering and the grass on the other side.
Yeah, thank you guys both for coming and speaking with us.
What kind of music do you want to play us out with?
Song is called Ya Bint Al-A. The singer is called Samir Hosni. He's an Egyptian singer and one of the famous singers in the Middle East.
Well, we're going to have a listen to Ya Bint Al-A, and you've been listening to Tracks from Abroad on CIUT 89.5 FM.
على قد ما شفت وعشت وايه جربت اكتر من اللي نفسي فيه جيتي انت بسرعة يا بنت الايه ببساطة كده قلبي قدرت يعقلي على قد ما شفت وعشت وايه جربت اكتر من اللي نفسي فيه جيتي انت بسرعة يا بنت كده قلبي قدرت يعقلي بحبك بحبك ودايب فيكي وبحلف من الليلة دي هعيش انا ليكي بحبك بحبك ودايب فيكي وبحلف من الليلة دي هعيش انا ليكي بحبك بحبك ودايب فيكي وبحلف من الليلة دي هعيش انا ليكي بحبك بحبك ودايب فيكي وبحلف من الليلة دي هعيش انا ليكي لا 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 لو عشت احلف طول حياتي كلها مش هقدر اوصف بحبك قد ايه هحتاج حياة 2
Hello and welcome back to Tracks from Abroad on CIUT 89.5 FM. I'm Alex. I'm here with my co-host Seth. And you just heard a bit of our interview previously with Ali and Omar from Egypt and Dubai/Sudan, respectively. I found it really, really amazing when Ali said that he can see the pyramids from his window and then proceeded to show us a picture. Because I just assumed, he was pulling our leg, like, oh, I'm from Egypt. Yeah, of course I can see the pyramids from my bedroom, just like how, every French person can see the Eiffel Tower, right? But nope, it's in fact true. He does live that life. I'm jealous.
Yeah.
And
a pretty crazy life, I would think.
I would think so. He seemed to be into the tourism experience.
Yeah,
so.
and like grateful, I would say, and appreciative of, his proximity to that. Something I mentioned also, I think, when we interviewed them, is that I feel like not everybody would, see it as such a interesting or unique opportunity. Be like, oh yeah,
kind of resent it at some point.
I can see the pyramids, whatever. It's the pyramids. I see them every day,
Exactly.
But he was really proud of them. And so
I was also
awesome.
Appreciative of Omar's realism when we asked him to talk about his food and what kind of food he enjoys. He said, as you heard, I'm going to start off with a negative. This is
he didn't shy away.
This is one that you want to avoid, which I thought, if we're giving some advice on where people want to go, how to experience other cultures, you know what? Knowing what to avoid, that's helpful too.
Yeah, just as important, really.
Is there any food that, you always ask these food questions. Are there some foods that you've enjoyed or would tell people to stay away when you've gone abroad?
Ooh, stay away from?
Either or.
I don't know, abroad. When I was visiting Germany this summer, I did sit down at a little cafe by myself, and I don't speak German, but I ordered something on the menu, and out came this little squash soup with shrimps in it. Okay. So I don't know if I would have ordered that if I'd known that was what it was, but there I was eating a little bit of shrimp squash soup in Germany, and it was delicious.
It was?
Yeah, it was great.
Okay.
But it was just a little out of my comfort zone at first. I was just I don't know what this was.
Well, I guess the takeaway is read menus.
Right.
And,
even if they're in a different language.
Yeah.
Just pull out your phone.
But you can still be pleasantly surprised. So that's good to hear.
Totally.
Well, that's great to hear of your escapades.
Yeah.
But I think we'll get back to Omar and Ali after, right now.
Well, no. Well, coming up, we have a couple more tracks from Sudanese Canadian artists.
So true.
Sudanda, band from Vancouver, I believe, as well as a track later featuring Emmanuel Jal, who's a Sudanese Canadian artist. And then later in the show, you might have heard of Mustafa the Poet, kind of a rising star in the R&B scene. We'll have a little shorter, I would say more mellow track to end off the show. Mustafa, Sudanese Canadian artist. But that's what we're going to hear from on Tracks from Abroad.
بينك وبين هداني من لونك يا هداني كم أرغني وكم هداني كم علنا على طول حيطة وكم لي قلبي شال وداني
Hello and welcome back to Tracks from Abroad on CIUT 89.5 FM as we soldier through some technical difficulties. You might have heard Seth's laptop on its last legs dying, but luckily Matthew, our board tech, came in and sorted us all out.
Yes, and we can't do this show without people like Matthew on the board, without our editors Simon and Rosa, without our social media managers Akshita and Isabella, and the directors of the show Jesse and Elizabeth. So thank you to them. Thank you to our guests this week.
And stick around for Indigenous Waves coming up next.
We'll leave you on that, and you're listening to
A lot of
Tracks from
people
Abroad.
ask about the coffin in our bookshop. How we got it, that's